Ciao, I am Lorenzo. I'm CEO and founder of a food tech company that is called Nus, in which we develop functional and sustainable ingredients for food and beverage and nutraceutical sectors with the goal to awaken the planet one ingredient at a time. Why I'm here recording this video? I'm here recording this quick video because I want to use this sort of thing from now on to share some of my thoughts on the journey that I'm living of being a solo founder and a solo entrepreneur, and the struggles I have encountered and I'm still encountering in my journey. So yeah, that's the reason why. And I want to start by saying that being a solo founder, right, is great for some perspective and not so good for others. With good, I mean that you are flexible, you are super duper fast in decision making, but in the other end, right, you are alone. It's a lonely journey in the sense that all the burdens of the company, all the issues, the employees, the collaborators, and everything, right, are up to you. And sometimes these things get a little overwhelming. That's also true that how I behave right now is not how I behaved a couple of years back or also last year. Because being a solo founder, right, it's a pretty introspective journey besides an alone one, right? Because the majority of time you are alone taking decisions. Also, if you are surrounded by people, whether they are employee, whether they are shareholders, whether they are stakeholders, whether they are clients, right? But the decision part is always up to you. The challenging stuff is always up to you. And it's introspective because taking decisions, being really under heavy pressure, actually forces you, and it's mandatory that you get to know yourself pretty well. Because if you do not know yourself pretty well, you will break under pressure. You will break under the responsibilities that you have and also the reliability that you need to show to the people that are working with you towards a goal. So being a solo founder, right, and building not just a successful company or trying to, but also building something in which people want to work because the environment is good and everyone can speak, right? It needs to require actually a really good knowledge of yourself on how you behave under every single aspect, whether it is good, right? A good month, a bad month, heavy pressure, and all those things. You need to understand how you behave under these sort of conditions, because then you need to show and guide other people that are working with you, which is really difficult, right? I changed a lot in these past 5 years. I've become more thoughtful. I've become sometimes even more colder, let's say, right? Because it's sometimes it's needed. Being cold makes you take decisions, right? In a more in a better way. And that's a thing that it's not easy, because right now my main priority is work, right? And also my personal life actually took a really big toll. I became more selective, and now I have a circle of people which is super close by, which is good, but sometimes thinking it's not maybe the best, but it depends, right, on your life decision and your goals. Another thing which I think it's important to address is that in this 5 years, what I've learned is that ego in every single form is a killer. Because there has been a part of my life where I wanted to follow every single project because I didn't trust people that were in the position that needs to follow specific projects. And that's what made me realize that ego can kill your company instantly, right? You need to understand that there are people that are better than you, and you need to put trust in people that you have hired to follow specific projects. You don't have to control everything. You need to have trust in this type of people, and you need just to follow up and understand if everything is going accordingly to plan. Which is not easy. When you build something which is your own idea, it's difficult to keep ego aside, because you always think and say, this is my little children, I want to grow in every aspect, but then you need to realize that you're not able to. There are people that are 10 million times better than you at doing specific stuff, so you need to understand on your hand what you're good at doing. On my end, I understood that I'm good at speaking with people, apparently, and I'm good at making them, let's say, excited for the things that we are building. And that's what I do. I only speak with shareholders, stakeholders, clients, investors, venture capitalists. That's what I do. And sometimes I have crazy ideas that I propose to the R&D guys, and they say to me, sometimes good, sometimes maybe shit. So yeah, that's the thing. But the point is that it's been like crazy 5 years with a lot of amazing times, pretty dark times where my mind, let's say, was not in the right place. Right now I'm getting better at managing a whole lot of situation, but I also say that sometimes things, also now, I feel overwhelmed about things because the company is growing, the employee count is growing, revenue is growing, and all those things, and it seems easy on paper, but then all those things takes a lot of pressure on your shoulders. And that's great because you learn a lot, right? You grow a lot. And these 5 years, I think I made it an experience of maybe 10, 15 years person that works, let's say, normal life, right? Job with all the responsibilities that you need to have. And that's amazing if you think about it, but also it's what made me change a lot. Making me the person that thinks 10 times before saying something and a little more colder. But yeah, I don't know. I guess thank you for listening. I don't know if that made sense to anyone, but that's what I feel, that sometimes I need to record these type of videos to make me remain, let's say, accountable and reliable to anyone in the company. And yeah, I guess talk soon. Bye.